Hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Naseraldeen Asadalla speaking to you. My full name is Naseraldeen Asadalla. Specialty is in environmental science and natural resources. I'm from the state of Kuwait. I work at the Kuwait Institute for Scientific Research. My job title is Scientific Associate Researcher. I'll present to you about introducing my academic background, overview of my research work, academic breakthroughs, and related results. And also I'll give you an idea about my future research plans and interest at the Kuwait Institute for Scientific Research. My fields or my research line is on machine learning statistics, species distribution models, and wildlife restoration and management, invasion ecology. I'm mainly in environmental sciences and natural resources. My main interest is within the ecosystem management and sciences as well. This is an example of my research. I've done some work as you can see here, the dissertation. I've done some work on alien species, targeting a common minor in the Kingdom of Bahrain. And also I've done some work in maximum entropy distribution model, in maxent modeling, describing or predicting a distribution map for the main annual native plants in the state of Kuwait that are used in many purposes by species, by wildlife, either for foraging and also describing the habitats, and also I've introduced spatial prioritization method within maxent. And also from that, we've used maxent to predict some important native or indicators, such as green water availability in annual plants. It is a very critical element for the survival of many wildlife species in the state of Kuwait. Now, the main notion behind machine learning statistics is as follows. We use in this technique, or in this notion, we use remote sensing, GIS, and also we use climatic and bioclimatic data, and we use ecology. So it is a venture between remote sensing and GIS, and also some ecological and wildlife sciences. From that, we predict distribution map and predict habitat suitability map from the discipline. As you notice here, first of all, as machine learning statistics, it is the main principle of it is we use training points, and in contrast with some environmental factors. The main technique here is we use ANCOVA, okay? So from the training points and from the climatic and bioclimatic data, as you can see here, with the processing and pre-processing steps that are stated in the flowchart here, we end up with the distribution map stating the suitability or the probability, how probable the species would be occurred at this point or at that point. From such maps, first of all, the factors that are mostly affecting the distribution of the species would be listed. So there is a jackknife analysis, which ArcGIS lacks, and the other fruit of this notion or this technique, we prioritize the species based on habitat suitability, and from there we could at least propose the some areas to be allocated for conservation, or other areas allocated for as foraging lands, or and the other part is that we could search or predict for certain indicators, as I mentioned before. For example, in case of green water, or in case in another paper we used also to predict the annual distribution, or the effect of perennials in the distribution of annuals. So many hooks can be used here from this technique. So this technique has been very useful in going here and there, and also the very important domain from machine learning statistics is you can also predict the distribution of invasive species. You could delineate the potential occurrence of alien species. In my case, I used alien birds, of course, in state of Kuwait and state of Bahrain and Kingdom of Bahrain, to allocate where the alien species could be. So therefore, in invasion ecology terminology, I've assessed for invasiveness and invasibility, how inviting the urban ecosystem are to the alien species. So by this, many useful domains have been working with using this technique. Now, the implications, as I mentioned, you could use it in restoration, predict future occurrence of alien species, and assess by indicators as green water. This is a summary of the implications. Okay. Now, for future research, I really am working now to predict layers of most important native species in the state of Kuwait, especially in the desert. And from that, I want to sense where are the richest habitats in the state of Kuwait, and propose those habitats for conservation, for the purposes of restoration or rehabilitation, whatever the government decides to use as restoration techniques. And also to assess the invasiveness of alien species in Kuwait, especially birds. In Kuwait right now we have about 6 birds that have been well established in the state of Kuwait, and most important of them, we have the common myna, and we have the Indian house crow. And we have also other species that are established, and during the future work I will be surveying what are the probable species that will establish in the future, targeting the bird markets and other important hubs, like for example private aviaries and other domains, because there is the gap within that's the trigger of the research. In the state of Kuwait, the urban ecosystem is not really considered. Okay, so therefore I'm within my next future inshallah research, I will be focusing on urban ecosystems, and I will assess how inviting our urban ecosystems to alien species, especially birds. Okay, so that's where I'm going to inshallah head. That's what I have for today for the lecture. Thank you very much for your attention, And in case of any comments or regards or any other questions, kindly feel free to email me. I've included my email at the beginning of this lecture. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.